don't want to waste my words on you while we're not making content.
How fucking dare you? I'm glad you feel the same way.
Hey, wait a minute. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 129 of Ignore the Backlog podcast. My name is The Real Portz, and Evil Space Bunny is here.
Hi, I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm doing. I been working a lot. It was my birthday last week. I got really drunk, and I played Super Autopets on stream for the first time.
Super Autopets. That's the line up the fucking weird animals in a row and they battle each other, right?
Yeah, and you just sit there and you scream.
That game is surprisingly deep.
It's very deep. It's very meta, and I really like it, which is bad.
Oh.
I'm gonna get sucked into it. I know it.
Are there pay-to-win aspects?
There are things that you could get. You could get more animals, and then you go against different people who also have those animals. So it's not really an advantage.
Oh.
Or anything. It's just you get more features. That's about it.
Huh. Well, I just tricked you, or you tricked yourself. We're now in the middle of your game's play.
Oh, shit. We just went straight into it. No fucking
without
segue.
You noticing. Look at that.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, so yeah, I played Super Autopets last week. It was great. 10 out of 10. I might actually make that more of a thing, but we'll see. After that, I got Tunic, which is a cute little Souls game.
I was looking at that. Yeah, I was looking at that in my Steam, not library, but the store.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this looks neat." Oh, difficult is one of the tags, and then Souls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
But up your alley. It kind of reminded me of that Death's Door game.
It very much like Death's Door.
One.
So
yeah.
So there's a lot of the same mechanics where you have to go through the area and then you unlock new portions of it, so you could go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So you could go heal and stuff
Metroid,
like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very, very much that. And so I like it a lot. There's a lot of other game elements to it. So I was like, that's very Zelda-like, obviously. I mean, he's wearing a tunic, and there's a lot of Zelda elements to the game. Yes.
Is Link's tunic a thing people...
It's green. Yeah.
Right.
It's green, and it's a tunic, so that's one of his signature. It's his signature look. And has been since the first concept of Link.
Yeah.
It's only in recent that he's changed in the Switch version and the Skyward Sword on the Wii. And so it's been a lot of fun. It's very difficult at times, but mine has been more difficult because it kept crashing, and I have no idea why. I thought it was because of my other hard drive failing. So I spent all last night transferring 2 terabytes of hard drive to another hard drive. It took 8 hours to transfer.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So I did that all last night while I was sleeping, and it was just a nightmare because I couldn't work on anything else after that, which really bums me out because I like doing stuff, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't play video games. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? I was like, I guess I'll sit on TikTok for 6 hours. So that's what I did.
Jesus.
Could have gone to bed early. No. Let's be even least productive. And but so I played about 8 hours of that game already.
Do you have any
Days.
consoles? You could have played a console game or something.
I guess I could have turned on my Switch.
Fuck that.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Nintendo.
I'm enjoying it a lot. I know. I'm enjoying Tunic a lot. Towards the end, I think, unless there's a whole nother part of the game that I don't realize, which is very possible. Another game that I did play this week again was Devourer. So my roommates have never played this game. And they didn't want me to spoil it too much, and they didn't want me to tell them what to do. And so, like, I'm just watching them struggle fest, and they're screaming and, like, trying to figure out what's happening in Devourer. And, like, I'm trying to do the stuff by myself. Like, trying to be like, oh, we need to do this. Let's go do this. And they're like, what are we supposed to do with this? And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like,
no idea.
Yeah, so we died a lot, and they screamed and they cried, and they're like, this game's bully. And I'm like, yeah, it's great though.
That was one weird thing. You mentioned people saying, like, what do we do? But they, like, asked you not to spoil it. I would do that on stream where I'm like, no spoilers, right? Fucking, I'm doing this myself. Then I'd be like, how does this work? What is that? What's the name of that?
Like, no
when was that guy?
spoilers.
And then people are like typing it, and they're like, yeah, this is what it is. I'm like, this is just my brain trying to fucking figure stuff out. It's not an invitation to give me the answer, even though it sounds like a direct call. It's just tricky.
Yeah. Like, I'll do that every once in a while. Most of the time I allow backseat gaming because it doesn't bother me too much, as long as it's not like mega spoilers.
Yeah.
And
like, oh, that boss is gonna kill. It's supposed to kill you. Like, oh, I haven't
like,
fought it yet.
okay.
Thanks. Great.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, thank you. It's like, oh, Arthur has tuberculosis. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yep. John Marston dies, by the way. So
John Marston dies.
Yep.
Shit like that is
that up there. These are the coordinates to your dad's garage in Fallout 3. Just go there, and then you can beat the game.
Just go there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Thanks. Ace's garage. Cool.
But I did beat one game this week. I beat Baba Is You. I didn't have as much as I thought I did in that game, and so I just decided to like play it off stream one day because I wanted a little bit of a challenge, and then I beat it in like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, I should have just kept going that day when I was mad at it.
You had 10 minutes left?
I had like 10 minutes. I had like 2 puzzles left.
See, this is why how long to beat is your friend.
I know, but like everybody was like, oh, it's like 8 to 10 hours. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay. And I was like, maybe I have a lot more in this game. And then like I unlocked everything else that I needed to unlock. And then I saw this level and I had a different thing in it. I was like, oh, end. I'm like, okay. So I did it to where it was like end. And then the game ended. And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Jesus.
And that was it. It was really cute. I like the animation.
You didn't like turn on the stream to finish that, did you?
No, I didn't. I was doing it like
that'd be fucking hilarious. I did that once with maybe an Assassin's Creed game, but I turned on my stream and then 30 minutes later the fucking credits roll. I'm like, shit. Well, what else are we playing?
Yeah, I've had that happen though, where like I thought the game was gonna take a lot longer. Poppy's Playtime. I thought that game was gonna take way longer than it did.
Yeah.
And now it was an hour, and I was like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do?
Rip.
So
Baba Is You. That's a kind of puzzly, right?
Yeah, Baba Is You is kind of puzzly. It's very weird, puzzly, because like what you do is you make statements that are true or false, and if you destroy Baba Is You, and like have it like blank is you or nothing is you, you basically have an existential crisis because you don't exist anymore. But you could turn like rock into you, so like Baba is rock or rock is Baba, and then you take over like the rock's position and stuff like that, and it's kind of funny and it's kind of neat because like you really have to think outside the box for that game.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's really funny because like somebody was in my chat helping me with Tunic today, and they're like, do you like puzzle games? I'm like, yeah, I love puzzle games. They're like, do you like The Witness? And I'm like, The Witness is a fucking nightmare. That is not a puzzle game. That is a sadistic man who made that game, and half the puzzles don't even make any logical sense.
What?
And I'm like,
people revere that game.
I fucking hate The Witness. The Witness is
Damn.
just a big bag of pee-pee poo-poo face. I think I have like 8 or 9 hours in that game, and I'm nowhere near beating it, and I'm never gonna touch it.
No
ever.
maidens.
No maidens? No, no! Get your Elden Ring shit out of here, you fucker. Anyway,
I could say no bitches, but no maidens is so much funnier.
Oh, no maidens is so much better. It's like the best fucking thing to happen to the internet. It's like, no maidens? It's like, it sounds so much more insulting than no bitches.
It really does. It's like an old-timey insult.
No maidens for you? Pathetic. Anyway, what did you play?
I played, true to my word, Weird West.
I did not.
Motherfucker. Didn't want to be the one to let us down.
I'm so proud of you because I fucking did not boot it up once. I was gonna do it last night, but
it is a great game, by the way.
Is it?
It's pretty fucking fun. The abilities that you get are pretty cool. Like, and they're kind of overpowered, to be honest. Like, I have one on my rifle now that when you activate it for like 20 seconds or something, your next shot will be completely silent.
Ooh, okay. I like the
so
idea of that.
It makes the stealth unbelievably easy because the cooldown of that spell is like 4 fucking seconds. With no resource cost of any kind except your bullets, which you're going to be using anyway.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I just got that, and I've cleared like 2 maps with it. It's just amazing. Everyone basically goes down in one hit because when they're unaware, they take like 200 more damage or whatever.
Yeah, 200% or whatever.
Yeah. So good.
Okay. It's a compilation of stories, right?
I have no idea, to be honest. I heard that like some of your passive stuff like carries on to the next hero you play. I was like, oh, I didn't realize. I don't know I guess you have to finish it probably, and then you start over.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going to be, but I'm not entirely sure.
Because I can't imagine that you die and then start as a new character playing her, because I'm looking for her husband. You know, like, what am I, like her sister? Like, hey, look out for your sister's fucking husband. She's dead, so have at him. You know what I mean?
Have at him, yeah. Fucking scumbag. He had to go and die on her. What a piece of shit.
No, I was thinking, like, take him for yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, but either way,
either way,
maybe it's to choose your own adventure. You can either go avenge your sister, or shack down with him.
or blow him up. I don't know.
The fucking controls are a little weird. Like, you can only move the camera if you are not aiming. So in combat, it's weird. It's like you sort of get gridlocked into one spot because you're almost always aiming if you're about to shoot somebody.
Right.
So I don't know. It kind of just, it takes some getting used to. Also, you're very weak. Like, Jesus Christ. You take a couple shots and you're almost dead.
Ooh. Would you... What, is there difficulties or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm on normal. Yeah, there's a 2 higher, I think. And then 1 lower.
2 higher? Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I imagine in the highest, it's probably just 1 hit, you know?
1-hit wonders? Jesus.
Could be. I'm not sure. But, yeah, the game's already... I mean, I'm not going to say it's hard because I haven't died yet, but it's... You come out of it with, like, a couple HP
boo-boos.
sometimes.
Some boo-boo Band-Aids?
Yeah.
You
You can save wherever you want, though, so you can kind of just reload and,
nice.
like, never have to replay anything as long as you're spamming your F5 key.
As long as you're good.
Just fall asleep on your F5 key.
It's your best friend. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, how long have you been playing it for?
Like 2 or 3 hours, I think.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be a little bit longer of a game, though. I think it's
yeah.
supposed to be
Well,
close
with
to
all
like
the
20
stories,
hours.
I assume it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I don't know how much content I'm gonna be willing to play, because it's not. I don't know. It's a little basic. Some of it, like, there's no voice acting. Well, I mean the narrator voice acts, but it's just sort of it's the indie edges are there, and they're pretty fleshed out. But there's a lot of weird, random, I don't know, rules that you wouldn't think exist. Like there's some literally unpenetrable doors that dynamite doesn't break. Like, what the fuck? Come on.
It's like, why even have a door there?
Come on. Yeah.
I
Well, I
hate shit
mean,
like that.
you can lockpick it though, so it's like, oh, you have to lockpick sometimes. It's like, oh, okay, just give me enough dynamite. Fuck you.
Just let me blow
Let
it
me blow a
up.
hole in the wall. Like,
That's how we felt about in the forest when you start getting TNT and shit like that, and you're running around, and like, I just want to eat it sometimes, and then eventually we had too much of it because we had gotten everything we wanted. And so we were just throwing it at like everything that we fucking could. It's like, bunny, throw up the TNT. And you're like, lizard. It was bad.
could you knock down trees with the TNT?
I think you could. I don't remember.
That's awesome.
Though.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. We would
Not
go
that
crazy.
that's probably worth it, but
Well, you get a chainsaw too towards the end, so it's like,
God.
and then you just murder a whole forest, and you're like, goodbye, cannibals. I'm gonna just destroy your home and habitation, so you slowly die out. I was a
remember when you
monster.
terrorized my house? This is payback, bitch.
This is payback.
Somebody comes in a fucking rescue plane. They're like, "What the fuck happened to all the trees?"
Be like, the cannibals. They had to. I had to. Anyway.
But yeah, even regardless of the podcast or anything else, Weird West, highly recommend. It's fucking on the Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass.
Very good.
Funny nice. Did you play anything else besides that?
Yeah, so last week and this week. Last week I forgot to talk about it, but
Oh, that's right.
Fabian and I played Civilization 6 a lot.
Oh, how is it? How is it?
It's great. It's too long though. Like, goddamn, it's 250 turns. Like, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. It feels like playing fucking 50-star Mario. You know, like Mario Party. Jesus, it's too much.
It's too many.
But it is pretty fun. We didn't really know what we're doing because I haven't played a Civilization game since like 4, and I don't know. I think I beat like one game back then.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't played that many because it just takes forever. Like, who the fuck has the time for this?
That's the thing about Civ is like you start playing and then 10 hours of your life just like fucking disappears.
Yeah,
into
you're like,
nothing.
Jesus. Like, am I gonna make money from this? Like, this is like a lot of time to dedicate for something that really doesn't matter that much. And I don't think the game really. It's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I don't think it's deep enough for someone to like spend 7,000 hours in. You know.
You'd be
I don't think
fucking
it's like.
surprised.
I'm sure some people have, but some people have done that with fucking Dragon Age Inquisition. You know, like some people are just crazy. But I don't think the competitive nature of Civilization just isn't striking enough. It just doesn't warrant. And so you do a couple playthroughs, and it's sort of like playing Risk with family members or something, right? No one's
Yeah.
min-maxing. You're just like making it up as you go along. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fucking professional fucking Civilization player. And I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be. I would never look up a video about strategy for fucking Civilization. You know, I just don't. At least for me personally, it is just not on the table of like taking seriously.
It was so bad back in the day when trying to play Civ because like most of the time the matchmaking would break and then you would have to wait on everybody to finish their fucking turn in order to advance. And like it was just a fucking nightmare sometimes. I remember playing that back in like 2004, 2005, and I was like hardcore into it with my friends. And we would just play, and like so I think in Civ 5 I have close to 100 hours. Actually, I could look.
Yeah, but that's like 10 games. That's nothing.
That's like 10 games.
Right? If you beat them, yes.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Unless you go for a super aggressive strategy every time of like domination, then yeah, I guess you could do them pretty quick, but I don't know.
The barbarians were stupid overpowered in like one of them. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 5. That the barbarians were so fucking stupid and they would just like take over people. And so like we would be playing and all of a sudden like somebody would drop. It'd be like, what happened? And I'm like, where are you
Fucking
going?
barbs.
He's like, the barbarians came. And I'm like, good night, sweet prince.
Damn.
Yeah. It'd be like
That's
over.
unfortunate.
Yeah,
There was a weird moment where I don't know how they got this, but they got like a fucking like modern like bombardment ship, while the rest of us were stuck with archers and shit.
They were like the super advanced pirates and like
Only one unit. The rest of their units were like fucking men at arms and shit. It was crazy. It was like remember
Aliens.
did you play much Command and Conquer? They had those random like crates that would spawn on the map, and if you ran over one, you could get like a crazy unit or a nothing. It's like they ran into one of those.
They got their magic crate.
Yeah. So, but it's good. I think we're having fun and looking forward to the end of it. We played 5 hours the first Saturday, and then yesterday we played 7 or 8 maybe, and we're still not done.
You guys are still in the same match.
Yes.
Jesus
Yup.
Christ.
Although some of that is leaving it on and stuff, but
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You're like, I gotta go get a snack. I gotta poop.
yeah.
See you, and I'll be like, oh, we gotta go get beer.
Well, I think we left it on for hours while we were watching Game of Thrones once, so.
That's a valid reason.
Because if food arrives or we're gonna go make food, it's not a video game thing. It's Game of Thrones time when we're stuffing our faces.
It's getting destroyed by barbarians. Run over.
Yep. Yeah. The last thing that I played, definitely the most of, is
Dota?
fucking Witcher 3 first person. I think I played 0 Dota this week.
What? You played
Yes.
0 Dota? How?
I'm
yeah,
pretty
your
sure it was
guys'
0.
thing is done, right?
Yes, everyone dropped out because they don't want to face us.
The Bridge Burners Anonymous, BBA, fucking too
Yep.
strong. Too strong. Well, good job.
Yeah. So yeah,
Support
Witcher
it.
3. I fucking those Google articles or whatever the fuck on the side of your phone.
Yeah.
We've talked about them before, but
Yeah, it's where we
one of
get
them was
vendors.
like, this Witcher 3 first person mod will blow your mind. It'll be like playing the game for the first time. And I was like, what? I think I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins or something while I was reading it.
Obviously.
And I was like, oh, goodbye. I know what I'm doing now.
You're like, best sand level ever, move over. I don't want to see Geralt's hair or majestic ass anymore. I'm going to be seeing it through his eyes.
It's kind of awesome, to be honest.
Is it?
So when you think of, because we've been around mods for so fucking long in our lives, right? I'm sure you've installed thousands. I've installed thousands. When you hear first person in a game that's third person, you're like, probably looks shitty. Doesn't fit right.
Right.
And you're right. It is true. Like, it is, like, the movement is kind of more wobbly than you would expect in a first person game.
Yeah, clunky,
some of that,
like you actually
it's
have
a little
like the bobbing on or whatever, the head bob.
Yeah. Yeah, your horse bobs up and down way more than your like actual camera on the head does. And you can spin your head all the way around your body.
Like you're having an exorcism.
You can only do that in cutscenes because moving your head in first person also moves your body. But so the cutscenes are the main problem. They're the only thing that really doesn't work at all. Some you get lucky where it's just a short scene where nothing really changes. But the thing is, in Witcher, to save, there's no reason to animate things you can't see from the cinematic camera angle, right? So things pop in and out of existence all the time. And there's plenty of cutscenes in Witcher where Geralt isn't even in the scene. So do you know what happens? Now, I don't know if this is CD Projekt or if the makers of the mod had to put this in so that there was somewhere for the camera to be. But if Geralt's not in the scene, he goes fucking underground and you like watch it under the map.
Oh no, that'd be so disorienting. Oh, could you
So
imagine
the good
doing
news
that in
is
VR?
these are two separate toggles. So you can leave all the cutscenes in third person and play the game first person, or you can toggle back and forth in either mode. Although in cutscenes, they make you wait for one of the like programmed in camera changes to like swap back and forth.
Okay.
It's very cool.
Does it feel like playing Witcher for the first time again?
It doesn't feel like playing Witcher for the first time again, but it does feel like going home after years or something. Like it feels like, oh, things are like mostly the same, but it feels strange. And it also, because of Elder Scrolls is like the first person RPG, right?
Right.
It just makes me feel like I'm playing a fucking Elder Scrolls game.
Oh.
Which is kind of great, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not my... I was thinking about this today, and I'm not far in enough to know the answer to this, but the answer is probably no. But we'll see whether or not I would like my next playthrough. Is my next playthrough going to be first person? Which, by the way, I'm going to do the whole thing in first person.
Ooh, okay.
For one playthrough, because I'm liking it that much. Exploring the world and shit. Also, the other thing I'm doing to pair with this is I'm removing the HUD entirely.
Oh, so it's
I have to run around looking for where to go and shit.
Okay, I like the idea, the challenge.
It's not even a challenge. I just want, like, so when you're playing an RPG that has, an indicator of where to go, it's not that it's easy to follow that. That's not the issue. The issue is you look for the orange indicator instead of,
looking around.
The quest said he'd be wearing a red robe. You don't even perceive it because you're just looking for the orange fucking arrow, right?
I want the arrow, yeah.
And I just want to be looking at my surroundings more.
Okay.
Just appreciating the game more,
Yeah. I can respect that. I can respect that, yeah.
So, it's going well.
I like my head.
I understand.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know that I would ever... Well, I don't know that this is the default way I'm going to play it. Even like third person with no HUD. I don't think so. But I just wanted to... I was browsing like people's comments about this mod before I downloaded it. Because it was kind of like annoying to put together.
Right.
So I was like, is this worth the time investment? And the things people say about it are fucking glowing. Number one. Number two, I came across that person who was like, having no HUD fucking changes the game. Like, either way. So I just wanted to experience that. And it's going better than I thought.
Okay. That's good. I can see that being a good thing in your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to play that game again. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, but that's like me going to be gone for like 100 hours.
No, I know. I know. It's so good.
I was talking to my chat today because we were talking about my list and stuff like that. I'm like, I only beat one game this week. And I was like, if I could get to 40 games by the end of the month, which I think I could do because I'm at like 32.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a little break and then go back and like beat, because I'm still in the process of playing Dying Light. And I never revisited God of War because it was having so many issues on my stream, and I just didn't want to play for it by myself, if that makes sense.
That's fair. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. Did you see my curse to Gabe today because he was making fun of me and playing all my indie games?
No.
He posted it in your Discord. I told him, I'm like, I hope you lose all your Dota matches and all of them go bad. And then I said, I hope somebody picks the hero you want to play and plays them badly in front of you.
Rip.
I hope
wonder if it did.
I hope so. I don't know. I hope it's terrible for him. I'm really enjoying Tunic. It's so much fun, and but goddamn, is it fucking difficult. It's fucking hard. Anyway, news time.
Yeah.
News
hard.
time.
What's going on at Activision Blizzard? No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, we aren't going to.
Oh shit! God damn it.
We'll talk about them next, but I do want to drop the news that came yesterday. I don't know if you saw this. It kind of came as a whammy. I don't think anybody was really expecting this, but a new Kingdom Hearts game got announced literally yesterday. 2 of them, technically.
that was weird.
Yeah,
I saw 4 is announced. What's the other one?
4 and like some other thing where it's like revisiting all of them, I think, or something.
Again, cool,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. It's been 20 years since the first one. Did you
Kingdom
ever
Hearts
play
is
them?
one of those things. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is one of those things that I think belongs perfectly with childhood.
In the past,
You know,
Yeah.
it was great at the time, and it's one of those things that you just don't. It's never gonna be now. It's not for you now. You know,
No.
if you liked it back in the day, I mean, maybe if you have kids now, yeah, I'm sure they would like it too. That's cool.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to chase fucking Kingdom Hearts emotions now, there's no fucking way.
It's been 20 years. Like, it's so weird.
And some things from 20 years ago stand up, but
I don't think
just
so.
I don't think so.
so.
Unless you're one of those people that's so obsessed with Disney that you don't give a shit about the context or anything. You're like,
Maybe
oh,
it's that.
Disney characters.
See, I never really got into the games. It was too cringy for me. I think I was like past the age cap at that time. Everybody's like, "Why don't you like Kingdom Hearts?" I'm
Well,
like,
even some kids that
bad.
were the right age were the wrong temperament. I think that still like definitely exists. I'm not saying all children would be into it, but
Yeah.
I'm for sure saying no adults now that were into it back then should be into it now. I'd be very shocked. The number is probably pretty low. Did I say should? I meant could. I'm not judging anyone, of course.
Obsessed with it. I mean, I don't know. It never was.
Are
my thing.
they still?
Oh yeah.
Every tweet I saw about
absolutely.
the negativity was trending higher than the
Really?
positivity for them. I'm
Everybody
pretty sure.
I saw on my list was like, "Oh my god, Kingdom Hearts!"
Really? I saw
Fangirling.
so many threads of
Fangirling
like,
so hard.
wait, you guys just realized that Kingdom Hearts is bad?
They were just
Interesting.
a lot of people were like fucking, fanboying hard over it, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna destroy anybody's day. Good for them. They're happy. It makes them happy. But I will say this one looks a lot nicer than what we've seen in the past. Sora loses his clown shoes, which I always fucking hated. It looks more like Final Fantasy. So it looks a lot like Final Fantasy VII. I guess so, in a way. But the big thing, the big rumor, and everybody speculating because of this fucking foot that they saw in the mud, that it's going to have Star Wars. So Star Wars has always wanted to be like a part of the Kingdom Hearts thing, but because it wasn't through Disney, it was through Lucasfilm still. They couldn't get it in there. They didn't want to work with Disney and Lucasfilms. But now, since it's all under Disney, there's a very good possibility, since Square Enix still has the deal with Disney to do these games.
Oh.
Would that change your opinion and possibly play the game if it included Star Wars?
No. It would propel me further away.
No.
I don't want Qui-Gon and Lightning to be having a fucking conversation.
But yeah, so this picture that I just sent you, a lot of people are saying that's an ATST foot, and that it's like, oh my god, Star Wars confirmed. But like, nobody's denying anything, and nobody's actually coming forward with it.
If that is what it is, I'm writing off Star Wars as a fucking franchise. I won't watch anything else. Mandalorian? Nope. Obi-Wan? Nope. It's over.
Disney, why? But yeah, so I don't know if I'll play it. I never beat the first one. I never played the second or the third. Like, the cheesy love story with the whole fruit thing. It was just, I love romance in TV shows that's not supposed to be there and stuff like that, and it's always a driving force for me.
Mm-hmm.
But That was so cringy. I hated it. I think I was like 18 or 19 and I'm playing this. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is so fucking gross and creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go shit on Blizzard.
Okay.
Okay, good talk.
Right behind you.
So, Blizzard announced this week that it's hiring all its QA people full-time and giving them a starting pay at $20. Yay, right?
Wait, what? they what? Could you repeat the first part?
So they're taking all of their QA people.
Yeah.
They're converting all of those temporary contracts and temporary people and the quality assurance workers, and they're turning them into full-time starting July 1st. But starting April 17th, they all get bumped up to $20 an hour. Once they're permanent, they get benefits.
Where do they live? Where are the Activision Blizzard offices?
California.
Yikes! $20.
It's better than 15, which is what they were getting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess.
I know. It's still not great, but it's an improvement.
Okay.
And so once they're permanent, they'll get benefits and then they can get the bonus plan. This is all a great thing. I think it's a great way to also be a union buster. And so the people who are not getting raises and who will not be affected by this are those at Raven. Those who fought and got a union, they now have access to like full-time, they have access to benefits plus the bonus plans. But they literally had to fight tooth and nail to set up that union, correct?
Yeah.
But they got told at Raven, because they're a part of the union, they are unaffected by the pay bump.
Yeah, okay.
So basically, Blizzard has turned its own fucking workers against each other now. And now they're like basically doing this to kind of union bust in a way. Because now people are going to be upset because the union's going to have to fight tooth and nail again to get them the same raises that everybody else is getting.
That's their job. They better do it.
Well, yeah, now they have to do it. And Blizzard could still fight against it, and it could take months when everybody else is getting their raise in 7 days.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking shitty that they're doing this. I mean,
big company doesn't like unions. No surprise there.
It's just fucked. God damn it, Blizzard. God damn it. I was talking about it in my chat and somebody's like, do you work for Activision or something? I'm like, no, I just read a lot of fucking news.
Like, what the fuck? Why do you give a shit? Same thing's happening at Safeway. You don't hear me talking about it.
But yeah, I feel bad for those at Raven. Somebody's like, oh, they're going to break away from Activision. I'm like, how? How are they going to break away from Activision?
How would they do that? Yeah, I don't know who owns it. Well, anywhere, but
yeah, and since Blizzard recognizes the union now and stuff, Microsoft will also recognize it as well. Hopefully Microsoft helps them get the raises. But that's still all also up in the air.
Yeah. Rip.
They're like, oh, somebody else will buy them. I'm like I was talking about it in chat a lot today. And they're like, I was like, yeah, but this deal may not go through because the senators are going to block it. And they're like, somebody else is going to buy it. I'm like, who? Sony? Sony doesn't have Microsoft money. And he's like, Jeffrey Bezos.
Like no other company in the world that would do this.
No. I don't think Amazon would actually pick up Blizzard and Activision. Even if it failed, I think Activision would tank and just dissolve and split apart if it doesn't go under Microsoft. And I don't even think Amazon would touch it at this point.
I don't think Amazon would touch it because, I mean, sure, they've wasted a lot of money in gaming already, but I don't think they're ready to waste that much money in gaming.
$4 billion in 8 years. $4 billion. No, wait, was it $500 billion a year?
500?
Yeah, it was like $500 billion a year, I think, that they were wasting for the last 8 years.
Is it really that high?
Yeah.
Every time, here's the problem with that amount of money. You can't conceptualize it. Like, it's it's infinity is what it is. So every time I hear a specific number, it all sounds exactly the same because it's unattainable. Who cares how much money we're talking about? Those are Christmas wishes you're dealing with at that point. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, it's impossible money. It's impossible money. It's just so, yeah. Okay, it's 500 million. I'm sorry, not 500 billion. So yeah, it's $4 billion in 8 years that they've wasted.
Jesus.
Could you imagine?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money. And they have they have one game that they produced in-house and then one game that they bought. One game they throw away.
Yeah. Didn't they throw away 2 games?
A Crucible, and maybe there was
the
one
driving
other.
one. There was a driving
right.
one. Yeah.
The fucking Top Gear one.
Oh yeah.
That one too.
Yeah.
Maybe there's been a lot more from Amazon that has failed that we haven't noticed.
Garbage bin filled with it.
The only thing that they have going for them is the mobile market.
You know who really knows failed games? They should get Cliffy B on board. Maybe he could waste some money for them. And maybe we'll get half interesting games.
Cliffy B, I would kill for him to bring back his fucking like battle royale game. Shit, what was that called?
Oh my god, why do I almost
think
know
about
what it
it
is?
every
Something
time.
Heights. Something
Oh,
Heights.
Radical Heights. Radical Heights.
Yes.
The 80s Fortnite. Would kill for him
Wouldn't
to
you?
bring back
Didn't you
Radical
shoot
Heights.
people and money like sprouted out of them? Or
Yes,
something?
it was like an 80s game show. There was like all these weird
Jesus
things
Christ.
that you would go do. There's bicycles everywhere, and that's how you got around. And you would do like sweet tricks and shit like that. It
Right.
was so fun. I'm so sad that one went under. It was just like there
really
and gone.
quickly too.
Oh, like a month, maybe 2? Not even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip.
Rip
Sorry,
roaring.
Cliffy B.
That's okay. He's got a hot wife. And
Yeah, I
he
was
likes
gonna
to
say
show
it's
off.
his wife's hot. I think he's fine.
He's fine.
Don't need money.
Yeah,
Just implants.
Just implants and a hot wife. So, have you seen the new Sonic movie yet?
Yes, actually, I did.
So you're part of the big weekend that they had. It's probably it's on track to be the
probably
biggest.
the number one reason they had a big weekend, to be honest.
Oh, it's all you. It's all Portz. You went on raving reviews. You're raving reviews of Sonic 2. But yeah, it's on track to be the biggest video game movie ever. This weekend it brought in $71 million and 141 internationally. It's fucking massive.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's the biggest opening for a video game like weekend ever. The only one that came up before that was Sonic, the first one, which had a 58 million opening weekend, and then the next closest was Detective Pikachu, which was my favorite. I was really sad that one didn't get better, but they should have had Danny DeVito do the voice of Pikachu, I swear. There was a petition for it.
I don't know if I agree with that.
So back in my degenerate days when I was on 4chan, the Detective Pikachu manga came out and everybody was obsessed with it, and there was like a huge petition that if it ever got made into an animated movie, that Danny DeVito would do his voice. And somehow it got around to him and he agreed to it. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll do the Pika Pokemon whatever.
But no one asked him.
Nobody asked him. So disappointing.
Rip. He's not really the nerd icon that Ryan Reynolds is, though.
No, he's not. It should have been Chris Pratt.
Jesus.
I fucking hate myself for making that joke. So how was it? Was it good?
It was not as good as the first one, but which I liked the first one quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like good. Yeah, it was fine.
It was decent.
Yeah, good enough. As good as I expected it to be. I didn't think it would hold. You know, sequels they always fuck them up.
Yeah.
Like who's talking about Shrek 2 best of the series? Nobody. Not one person.
That one person. Could you imagine if somebody's like, Shrek 2 is my favorite? Although I will defend.
I mean, I have a friend who thinks Matrix 2 is the best of that series, so It's literally unwatchable. Fucking garbage.
I didn't like the Matrix movies at all.
The first one?
None of them.
What?
They're the most overrated movies ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Welcome to think that.
I don't know. I never got into those. I don't know what it is.
Probably just appeals too much to the male fantasy.
It appeals to the... This is why I fucking hate video games. It appeals too much to the male fantasy. I fucking hate that. It just makes me so fucking depressed. It's like, yes, please continue to fucking encourage women to not get into the video game space. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for pushing us back 50 years. Sorry.
Damn, before video games?
It would have been so depressing. Yeah, before video games, that's where everything is going these days. Jesus Christ. Everything makes me so fucking depressed for women.
Everything's still okay. I can spend... Look, even if video games go away forever, we've got a lot of them. I think I would still be okay.
Could you imagine it? What if you lose the power?
See, that's a problem. I'll buy a generator.
You buy a generator? What if you run out of gasoline?
I won't.
How?
I'll have all the gasoline in the world.
You're gonna fucking go...
Gas is so cheap right now. You can have infinite gas.
You can have infinite gas? Could you imagine?
Literally the cheapest it's ever been.
It's the Yep.
So actually, speaking of lost power, that's why we went to go see Sonic. Is because we lost power. And we're like, when does the PG say it's going to be on? Okay, it's going to be fucking
2 years.
4 hours. Let's go see a movie. And then we came back. Power's back on. It was a great time.
Good idea, honestly. Just keep fucking puttering around and nobody gets hurt. Question, though.
Are you threatening me?
Yes, obviously. I'm a fucking monster, okay? We've had this conversation many times. I forgot what I was going to fucking say now. Oh, speaking of Sony. Not Sony. Sega.
Good transition.
Sega. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a professional podcaster. I'm the best at podcasting. Thank you for noticing. I'm so glad.
I know that. That's why I chose you. I could literally pick any podcaster in the world. Chose you.
You wouldn't choose. Who would you podcast with if you could podcast with anyone?
With actually anyone?
Yeah.
Don Cheadle.
John Cheadle. His name sounds familiar, but I can't put a face to his name.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. He played, he's played lots of things. A lot of which were before my time, but he was fucking Tony Stark's buddy in the War Machine in the first Iron Man movie.
Oh! Okay. Didn't he get in trouble and fired from that job?
Did he?
I don't know. Sure.
I know he wasn't in it anymore, but I didn't know it was because he got in trouble. Well, I could have a podcast about that.
Why he got fired from being Tony Stark's friend.
I mean, he's been in other things since then. I don't think he was canceled.
Oh, maybe he wasn't. Maybe it was the guy before him that played War Machine. I'm trying to think. There was one of the War Machines that got canceled, and then he got removed.
It's possible. He's an old school guy.
Okay. Yeah. He's an old school
Who's your
gentleman.
pick?
If I could do it with anybody, it'd probably have to be Conan O'Brien.
That's cheating.
Why?
Somebody who already has a podcast?
Okay. Wait, does he have a podcast?
He does, and it's pretty good, actually. Although there's too many ads. And as far as I can tell, there's no ad-free version, like a premium version.
I didn't realize he had a podcast. Okay, I have to pick somebody else then.
Conan Needs a Friend, I think is what it's called.
Conan Needs a Friend? Oh, I would love to be Conan's friend and pet his fucking crazy hair. I just want to pet his crazy fucking hair. Is that bad? That's bad, right? That's creepy.
I don't know if I could do it.
You couldn't touch his hair?
Because you'd have to be the Richter. And I just don't, it's just not my personality. I couldn't do that.
You couldn't be the Andy Richter? I think I could be the Andy Richter.
Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah, I could. I feel like it sometimes. It's fair. Okay. Anyway, back to news and stop derailing our own
yes,
podcast.
I'm surprised you didn't say Jeff Keighley, by the way.
Shit. Can I take it back? Todd Howard.
Of course.
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard? That'd be a
yeah,
big get.
it'd be
Although he'd be a boring fucking podcaster.
I know. It would
Have
be
you
the
seen him
most-
in interviews? He's so fucking disinterested in what other people are saying.
Yeah, he seems like he's really high on some kind of like anti-anxiety medication to where he's just like zen as fuck, or he's just
Yeah,
genuinely
he does.
high.
Yeah.
He's just genuinely high,
acts,
which is
he
fair.
acts around everyone in interviews how like checked out people act around their kids. They're like, Jesus Christ, is there a person in there operating this parental unit?
Could you imagine? Oh god, that would be the worst podcast I've ever seen. Oh, I want it so bad. I want it so bad. No, okay. Sega's doing some things. They're making some moves. And last year,
Buying Activision Blizzard.
oh my god, that actually
Creative Assembly has been bled dry. They finally have enough money.
possibly. Actually, they might. So, last year they announced like this 5-year plan to do a super huge game. They're calling it Super Game, and it's supposed to be like that's the prototype
What an
name.
aim.
I know.
What an aim. We're gonna a big game.
A big
Okay.
game, AAA
See you later,
title by
Sega.
Sega. Yeah. So,
Can't wait to hear about what kind of game that super game is.
oh, it gets worse. And like, so more and more people have been translating the interviews that they've been doing because like it's all in
Okay.
Japanese, and
Yeah.
so it takes a while. And Sega's not the most popular. Not to shit all over them, but last year they announced it. This huge plan. And it's going to be AAA title, prototype name, like I said, Super Game. They claim that they've planned on investing more closer with like certain areas, but they're going to invest $1 billion over the 5 years to basically achieve its goal. And
Okay, so they saw Star Citizen and they're like, we want that.
Yeah, I think so. So they've started saying some really weird stuff, and it's just kind of bonkers. So this is one of the quotes that they said. For example, in the past, people who play video games are called gamers, but now watching games has become a culture in itself. So like streaming. And such people can no longer be called gamers. I think that there's a great potential in the relationship between people who play games and people who watch games. We're starting to think of creating new entertainment with these possibilities. So, with that being said, it just seems like they're so out of their place. But then they announced the next thing. It's going to have fucking NFTs.
Ah.
It's going to have
I
NFTs.
was wondering when metaverse type lingo,
Yeah.
Web3 was going to come into the picture.
When it was going to drop the fucking ball. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they ripped off the Band-Aid pretty quickly. It was like, yeah, it's going to have NFTs. Of course it has to have NFTs. Now, maybe in the next 5 years, NFTs will not be such a dirty word, as much as I hate to say it. Maybe they'll have their shit together and it'll be a much less of a racketeer system and actually gives us something of value.
I mean, yeah, by the time they're done, maybe it'll be figured out.
Maybe it'll be figured out. I think that's why they're going for the 5-year invest $1 billion into this.
You know, Crypto.com also invested almost $1 billion in a project, and it was in a 1:30 commercial with Matt Damon in it. So maybe they could do something like that.
It'd be so great. It'd be so
Buy a Sega Saturn today.
Get your Sega Dreamcast here. Now, I just
We make the Total War games. Don't forget, you guys.
I mean, maybe NFTs will be more than like a random skin that nobody else has, or a picture of some kind of drawing that nobody else is supposed to copy and paste anywhere else. Like, it's just so weird. And like everybody who talks about NFTs and like the future of video games and stuff, they're like, but what if you could take your skin to another game and stuff like that? We're nowhere near that. We're nowhere near that at all.
We're nowhere near that. And do you really fucking want that?
No. I don't want games
a
to
centralized fucking like market for video games. Like everything's gonna start looking exactly the fucking same. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, nobody wants that. I love my indie game looks.
I like art styles to be contained and like a unique vision for a game. I don't want fucking crazy shit. Except for like Fortnite. People love that about Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a thing existing with it, but please don't try to shove it into fucking everything.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was gonna bring up is like Fortnite's the only thing that has like crossed certain things, but like it doesn't affect the gameplay at all. It doesn't affect the thing. It doesn't affect the outcome. It doesn't affect how the game is played at all. Like it doesn't do
but
anything.
it does affect my willingness to play it, which is 0.
It's still 0. And it's so funny because like people are like, well, I can have a Halo skin in Fortnite now, and it's like cool. It's like, guess what? You can't do in Halo. Have a Fortnite skin, so get fucked. And yeah, it's just kind of fucking bonkers to me still. And people, the people that constantly talk about it, they're like, well, it's gonna happen one day. It's like, you don't know anything about video games, so shut your fucking mouth. Just shut it. Just shut your fucking mouth, Barbara.
Also, every game would basically have to be made in a like engine. You know, we'd have to be way more uniform in that way. And then games, the variety would be way more boring. Like, this is a hellscape people are imagining. They're literally thinking hats first. That's literally what this fucking shit is. Like, fuck first. You. That's not how you design hats or video games. You can design hats however you want, but
it's true. You can design hats.
But stop thinking about the cosmetics first, you fucking animals.
Yeah. It's like, I remember reading this one article. It's like, what if you played Mario Kart and you were the only one who owned Mario? And Mario was the best character, but you were the only one who had him. Wouldn't you want that? And it's
because I'm going to be the guy without Mario, you fucking... God, everyone else is going to be the one without Mario.
Exactly. Everybody else is going to be the one without Mario. You're going to be a broke nerd who has Mario and nobody wants to play with you.
Yeah. You're going to take your expensive ball that will plummet in price as soon as you buy it and then go home inevitably.
Yeah.
There's no one to play with.
Nobody wants it. Like, nobody wants to play with you. But it's going to be...
It's really weird because... To devalue something, the only thing that has to happen is people stop playing it. And by the way, that happens to games now. Like, and it won't financially ruin people. Except the people making the game.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
but now it's going to affect way more people. It's just, I don't know. Gary Vee thinks this is the future. I think he doesn't know anything about video games.
Yeah, I was watching the interview with the what's her face from YouTube. The CEO of YouTube and Ludwig.
Oh,
Susan. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. And it was pretty cool because she's like, if we don't do it, somebody else is gonna get into that space, and they may hurt it worse. And like, I was like, okay, I could kind of respect why YouTube is going that way. I can respect it. I don't have to embrace it, and I don't have to buy those NFTs. And that
somebody else might start dating my girlfriend later. That's gonna cheat on her harder than me. So as long as I'm doing it in a respectful way, it's actually better for her.
Okay, fair point.
It's a bunch of nonsense what you just said there. But I do understand from a logic standpoint, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Your business has to pursue this shitty trend. God bless you. Yeah. I want no part of it.
Yeah, pretty much. I still don't want any part of it. I still think it's just such a waste. Like, I don't even buy skins now. And so it's just very bizarre to me. Like, the skin idea, I could kind of understand the concept, but like everybody else can have the same ones. If you get a rare one, good for you. And like, but it's just not. It's not something that I want to waste like hundreds, possibly even thousands of dollars on. It just seems so bonkers. It's just so absolutely bonkers. But yeah. Anyway.
My real objection to all this is I don't want to get into it, and once I do, I will spend all my money and go broke.
Yeah, you will. You'll be.
If every game was like Dota, I'd be in big fucking trouble.
You're in so much trouble. But yeah.
At least I can sell my hats to get more video games. That's cool.
That's true. It's an investment now. Oh no, you're back into the loop of.
Oh no, it's NFTs. I love NFTs, money. I have a confession. I fucking love them. They're my goddamn favorite. I wouldn't play video games if it wasn't for NFTs.
You fucking piece of shit. Anyway, so Sega, new game coming out, AAA title. It's gonna be multiplayer, gonna have NFTs. That's all we fucking know so far. I think it's gonna flop. But, I mean, what has Sega done that's been good recently? Can you think of anything?
Well, I don't know about developed, but they own Creative Assembly, right?
Yeah,
so
they own
every
Creative.
Total War game, so...
I guess that's fair. I mean...
But I don't know about developing. I really don't know anything about Sega Studios, to be honest with you.
Other than fucking Sonic.
They put out all their old games on Steam. That's neat of them.
Yeah, good job. Thank you.
Too bad no one gives a fuck about old Sega games.
Oh no, poor Sega. I think it's gonna be a disaster. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Who knows? I'm just very doubtful of it. The last thing I want to talk about today is kind of a fucked up thing that happened on YouTube. Speaking of the YouTubes, was one of the fastest growing YouTube streamers got banned from Riot. So I don't know how many of you saw.
Is it like a League of Legends guy?
No, he was playing Valorant.
Oh, yeah. I did see this.
Yeah,
yes.
So I don't know if you've seen the stupid shit.
That video was uncomfortable to watch,
it was
let me tell you.
So creepy, and it gets worse the more you dig into this guy.
I know, I saw the other video. Dude, what's going on in Valorant? Okay, holy shit.
Well, it's not even just Valorant, it's just his personality, I think.
No, I understand, but the other people he was talking to were not with him, right? And they were saying some fucked up crazy shit, too.
Oh yeah, I think he like provokes them, and then it like escalates, and then the anonymity, and then it just gets worse and worse.
I mean,
and worse.
Dota has some people saying egregious shit, but usually when there's one person doing that, everyone else goes, "Hey, fuck that person."
Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Dota's gotten a lot better at like everyone else. Like there's still bad apples out there, but everyone else pounces on them or just mutes them and moves on.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I show speed. He spewed a bunch of stupid shit onto the internet, and I guess I'm kind of not surprised. He's huge. He's grown huge. He's probably the biggest streamer. He has like the most viewers out of all of the streamers on YouTube, and he exploded last year. He went from like 1 million followers last year, or subscribers. I'm sorry, it's YouTube. 1 million to 6.9 within like a year.
Damn.
Yeah, he exploded, and I think it's because of his explosive temper and his like insane reactions. And
so he was leaning into this shit.
Right, he was leaning into this shit a lot, and like he himself, he's really young. One point he said he was 16, and that was recent, and then last year he said he was 19, so nobody's really sure how actually old he is, but he is young and stupid. Anyway, so he's been streaming a lot of Valorant, and he explodes all over these women, and then he just provokes people. Now, he has a very stupid way of running his stream, too. And, like, he said that this was part of it. Like, people will donate text-to-speech things, and they'll say a bunch of racist shit at him. And then he reacts, of course. And he gets money, and like he doesn't disable
part of his content.
Yeah. Now it's his content to be explosive and like do this, and like he refuses to disable his text to speech, and he refuses to like hide it, like the donos and stuff like that. And he doesn't have a mod checking them or filtering them, so it's like kind of on him. And as somebody who has you're
responsible for your content,
right?
100%.
Yeah. And as somebody who's 6.9 million followers, like, you think you would get a fucking mod? I don't know, but maybe it's because he's kind of a dick. But like,
yeah, who would work with him?
Yeah, exactly. And like with his latest thing where he was screaming at this woman, telling her to do her husband's dishes and calling her a bitch and a bunch of other things, there's been a lot of other clips of him exploding and talking like this to women in a very derogatory manner. Now, he released an apology talking about how that clip that surfaced is very old. It's a couple months old, in fact.
Whoa!
I know.
A couple months. We were all saying that.
And
kind
he's
of stuff
grown up
ago.
and changed literally since then and all this other stuff. But the tweet that he posted before this, which was like at the very end of March, and like this dropped like around like Wednesday last week, so around the 6th and 7th. And his tweet before all this was literally, "Girls don't want to see you win." He's grown up. He's changed so much.
What does that mean?
Girls don't want to see you win, and he's just like almost like every other.
Don't want to see you win.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said when. I'm like, when what?
Oh no, win, like as in winning,
see.
being the best. Yeah. And more people have replied and like dogpiled on him about him screaming about women and other things. There was a creepy video of him because he used to do Omegle chat and like fucking say fucked up things to people and see how they would react, and a lot of those people are underage, so it's super creepy when he would ask a woman that would show up, be like, "How old are you?" And then he would say something, "If we were the last two people on earth, would you sleep with me?" And then he would go in a weird about way of like threatening to rape them in like, "Who's gonna stop me?"
What?
Basically, he would be screaming at them. He's like, "Huh? Who's gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me from getting you?" And like fucking creepy ass shit like that. And
Jesus
he did that on a
Christ.
podcast with like some other chick. And like she's like, he's like, "Who's gonna stop you?" Or "Who's gonna stop me?" And she's like, "I'm gonna stop you." He's like, "Sure. Are you gonna stop me? Who's gonna stop me?" And he just kept going. And like the other people that were in the call, the Discord call, were like super uncomfortable and telling him to like shut the fuck up. And it was just super fucking creepy. But yeah, he's had a long history of being just like a misogynistic dick. And now a lot of people are like defending him and being like, "It's just trash talk. It's just trash talk. What he did on Valorant was just trash talk."
That one seemed to come from a real place, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And like, it's like, oh, he's just trying to get a reaction out of people. But his audience and him are very young and impressionable. And like, that's what a lot of people are upset about, is like, your audience is very young. You can see your target audience on YouTube and what their age is. And his is like teeny bobbers. And it's so stupid that he's like acting this way. Anyway, he's been banned from Valorant and all Riot games because the tweet blew up.
Does YouTube give a shit?
YouTube is actually looking into it. They're investigating on it right now. So there's going to be some punishment that he sees. Maybe he'll lose monetization on every fucking video, which would fucking hurt him bad. Because like his live streams hit 1 million views, which is insane. And so like maybe he'll get like demonetized. And it's really unsure what's going to happen. But, like, if YouTube will let Keemstar stay on the platform, you know, it's hard to say. Keemstar's in his corner and defending him. He's like, "It's just trash talk." I was like, okay, we know you, Keemstar.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Maybe he'll change. Who knows? Like, look at the whole Pokimane thing with that guy. He fucking turned it around after getting destroyed and banned.
Who was that again?
Exactly.
I have no idea who that was.
Pokimane and...
I don't really need to know. Who gives a shit?
I don't know his name. I don't fucking... Dylan?
Your point was he did not make it.
Yeah,
right?
he didn't.
Right, he didn't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's doing better, but he's still like, he lost his Twitch, he lost his partnership, he lost all that stuff. So
The thing is, like, if this guy is literally like his whole rise is because of this rage stuff, obviously he was leaning into it. Like,
yeah,
you can't say you've learned something other than how to manipulate the fucking YouTube algorithm. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
yeah.
I'm not saying we should go get him with pitchforks, but I mean that's happening without me anyway. But I certainly have no interest in that content. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. Hopefully YouTube does something, honestly, at the end of the day. They'll have to start doing shit like that. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, they're new to the live streaming stuff. It's easy enough to delete a VOD. They're very good at that, but yeah, it lives elsewhere, you know?
Right.
People rip it and put it everywhere. I mean, I'm sure thousands of people have copies of those clips now.
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere. It's fucking 100% everywhere.
Yeah.
Get fucked. Anyway, that's it for the news. Good job, us.
Good job, us.
Yeah, good job, us.
Yeah, we did a great job saying the news. I did mostly.
Yeah.
You kind of just sat there, but
I'm so sorry. I will try harder next time.
there's always next time, you know.
Next time?
1:30.
Oh, okay. We should do a Flipperoonie episode. I like how
Flipperoonie?
Yeah, where you
Where I
read
do
the
the
news.
news?
Yeah.
I'd be down even to like look at the news and try to get some stories. If you want.
Maybe.
Obviously, you have to host a podcast,
And then
which is like saying a sentence, which breaks you down every time. But I swear it's not difficult.
are you sure the last episode proved otherwise?
Okay, all right. This podcast is over.
Good night, everyone.
Goodbye.